Hi everyone, and happy Halloween! Today I thought I'd do something a bit different than normal. So today I'm going to make my top 10 scariest books. And by scariest, I don't necessarily mean just jump scare type stuff. I mean anything that I found frightening or unsettling. Okay, so here we go! The Cirque du Freak series, while not necessarily scary, was my first look into the vampire genre. I knew what vampires were, but I had never actually read any books in that genre before. I read them when I was quite young, but I liked them a lot, even though they weren't super scary. They're still one of my favorite vampire book series, even if it had a bit of a disappointing ending. The Last Apprentice, or Spook's Apprentice, as it's known in the UK, is another one of my favorite series. It's not too scary, but I really do like this series. It's really original, and to me, the scariest part about it is the chapter pictures. Some of them are quite frightening. The Fault in Our Stars isn't what you would normally think of as a scary book, but to me it was frightening because it could happen to anyone. And I think that's what scared me most about it. And also it was really sad. I think I cried for over half an hour after that book finished. I was so upset. The Maze Runner, again, isn't what you would normally think of in the scary book category. But to me, being trapped in a maze with no idea why you were there or how to get out was pretty frightening. Also, what happened after they got out of the maze was pretty terrifying too. I think Ashfall was quite frightening to me because it just seemed so plausible. Lots of dystopian apocalyptic books don't frighten me that much because I don't really believe that it could ever happen. I just really felt like it could actually happen. Also, the cannibals was quite terrifying to me. I read Ender's Game when the movie came out because it looked really interesting to me and I'd kind of heard of it before but had never picked it up. Ender's Game is another one that you wouldn't normally think of as being scary. What you have to remember is that Ender was just a little kid, that he was forced into doing this terrible thing by the adults without even knowing that he did it, into committing the genocide of an entire race. I read Feed a really long time ago, so I probably don't remember as much of it as I should, but what I do remember from it is how frightened I was by the idea that the human race could become so dependent upon their feeds that they couldn't even think for themselves anymore. I also remember thinking it was terrifying how just blasé everyone was, that the world was ending, but nobody really seemed to care all that much. Game of Thrones was frightening to me because it really shows, I think, the worst of humanity. Like, almost every character in the book is a bad person. Even the ones who aren't completely bad are more of a shade of gray than being good. There's very few people that you could actually call good people. In Game of Thrones, the entire world is run by greed and corruption, and it's just really frightening to me. The Marbury lens was frightening to me because you never quite knew what was going on in it. Was the lens and the world that they were being taken to real, or was it just some strange thing that they had made up in their heads? The other thing that frightened me about it was that even though the world in the lens was a terrible, horrible place, they kept going back because they couldn't stand not knowing what was going on there. And my number one scariest book would have to be Unwind. I read this book several years ago for a book club that I was in, and I just remember being absolutely horrified with the idea of unwinding. That this was just a normal thing that parents could have done to their kids, and it was acceptable. I also remember being horrified by the storking. it's something that stayed with me even as many years ago as I read the book. Hope you liked this video. I just thought I'd try something new and see how it worked out. So give me a thumbs up if you did, and send me a comment with any suggestions or books you think I might like, and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye, and happy Halloween!